after being drugged with LSD by Stephen Reed, played by Todd Boyce. Carla Connor, Allison King, was adamant to get to an important meeting and drove a van she wasn't insured on. However, she didn't get far as she knocked down Paul Foreman, Peter Ash, leaving him unable to move his hand properly. In recent scenes on Coronation Street, Paul's hand has not been getting better, with the tradesman later being told he, unfortunately, has motor neuron disease, MND. Viewers have recently seen Paul struggle to recover from injuries and were advised that he had muscle and nerve damage and was signed off work. However, unfortunately for Paul and his family, he is set to get some devastating news when Dr. Gaddis, Christine Mackey, books him an appointment with a neurologist. Official spoilers reveal that as time goes on and Paul starts to notice other issues with balance, mobility and dexterity, he is referred to a specialist. In early April he is given the devastating news that it is very likely he has MND, with the diagnosis being confirmed later that month. Struggling to come to terms with the diagnosis, Paul keeps it from Billy and his family, confiding only in his flatmate Dee Bailey. The storyline will follow Paul's journey with the disease before he eventually breaks the news to his loved ones. Paul Foreman actor Peter Ash recently opened up about the storyline and admitted Paul's world is turned upside down. He told Express.co.uk and other press, he gets informed they are going to be testing for MND, Paul doesn't really know what that is. He has to ask, and the consultant explains these would be the symptoms if it is MND, and I think from that point he just goes into shock really from then. In his own mind, Paul is not looking positive on it at all. He thinks he has got it, he hasn't been told he has definitely got it, and he has been told they are testing for it. But in Paul's head, as far as he is concerned, that is what it is and it makes sense. Then Hess actually like, yeah, this isn't just a normal injury, this is something else going on. When it sinks in a bit, it turns his own world upside down. Peter Ash also spoke on how felt about the storyline and explained, Paul is completely blindsided by the diagnosis and he decides to keep it from his family and friends as he tries to come to terms with the news. I knew very little about MND before embarking on the storyline, and I am hugely grateful to the MND Association for all their help and support. For any actor playing a role which examines a real-life issue or condition, there comes a huge sense of responsibility, and we are aware that some people watching this storyline are experiencing it in reality. It is their life. Don't miss. Nicola Sturgeon squirms as she's challenged on resignation. Insight, Elaine Page's appearance sparks concern on The One Show. Latest, Sally Nugent snaps "Let me finish" as she grills Sadiq Khan. Watch, awareness and education are really important. I have learned so much even in the short time I have been involved in this storyline. We hope Paul's journey can make people more aware of the symptoms and what it is like for someone to live with MND. Producer Ian McLeod said, motor neuron disease is something that many people might have heard of but perhaps don't know a lot about, even given the recent cases of public figures talking about their experiences of living with the condition. A show like Coronation Street is uniquely placed to show the day-to-day reality of dealing with an illness that gradually and progressively erodes the physical attributes that you perhaps take for granted, changing forever the way you interact with the world around you. At first, Paul, who as a builder, relies entirely on his physicality for his livelihood, will massively go off the rails in a misplaced bid to ensure he isn't a burden on his loved ones. But in the end, they will be the ones to put him back together emotionally. We are committed to portraying in a long-term, sensitive way the effects of this condition on Paul and his family and friends, not shying away from the sometimes painful reality of what his life will be like. We have been privileged to work with the Motor Neuron Disease Association, including talking to people who have the condition and their families, to ensure we do justice to people's real-life experiences. Coronation Street airs Monday, Wednesday and Friday from 8 p.m. on ITV.